Hi, welcome to Rest Assured Tutorials. So with the previous tutorial, we have already discussed about TestNG framework, why we actually need it within the Rest Assured. And before the TestNG, we discussed about all the Java basics. So if you have noticed within the Java tutorials, I always preferred a Java project. I created a Java project in which we created class and did the programming. But before beginning with the Rest Assured, we won't follow the Java project. We'll create our projects Maven based. There are lots of reason behind it. So a few of these I will discuss before going to the rest assured. So as you know, a rest assured has some libraries. Those are third party libraries that we have to add inside our ID, whether it's a Java project or it's a Maven project. In order to work with the rest assured, we need those libraries, and those libraries contain some jar files. So basically we need those jar files within our project to proceed with the rest assured. So first of all, I'll create a Java project and I will show you that how you will add those jars or those libraries in it. And after that, we'll see that the same process, how it works with the Maven. From this itself, it will be clear to you that why we are actually using a Maven project. So what I have to do is I'll go to the file and I will create a new Java project. So here is Java, click on Java project. So I'll name it as, let's say, test project Java. This is the name I gave it. So within this project, if I open it, you see in this section JRE system libraries, I already have these jars. These are by default added by Java when you create a Java project. So I have to add those third party jars. In order to do it, I have to go to the official website of Rest Assured. Okay, you can search it on Google or you can directly go to the restassured.io. On this particular website, if I scroll down, you will see a section of downloads. If I click on downloads, I'll see different files that I can download. These are zip files, but basically, when you'll extract these zips, you will get the jar files that you have to add inside your project. So all of these will be needed at some point, but initially for the basic rest assured operations, we just need this file. Rest assured 3.1.1. This is the latest version on the official website. So when you'll start downloading this file, let it download. After downloading it, you have to add it inside a project. How you will add it? You have to right click on your project, go to the properties, go to the section called Java build path. This is the third option, and go to the libraries. In the libraries, on this right hand side panel, we have an option to add external jars. So I have to click on it and I have to select the files that I want to add. So the file, I believe it's downloaded, and okay, we'll work with this. I also have already downloaded this file. So okay, so if I click on show all, okay, maybe it got stuck. So I will just use the already existing jar file. It's not basically rest assured file, but what we want to learn it's enough. Okay, so or let's check the download once again. So do we have the rest assured jars? Okay, so it got downloaded. Oops. All right, so we'll work with those existing jars. It doesn't matter. So suppose these are the rest assured jars. I select it and they are inside here. I click on OK. So right after it, I will click on OK. You'll see a new option within your project which says reference libraries, and which will add the libraries from the rest assured. Okay. Now the problem here is that uh, every time that you have to add a new jar, you have to go to the official website, you have to download a pack, extract it, manually add it, and even you have to do this procedure again. If the version get changed or the project which you are working, is based on the earlier version of Rest Assured. So again, you have to remove the previous one, add the new ones. So it's kind of a hassle. Like right now, it's a blank project, so it's really convenient. These are hardly 6-7 jar files, so it it's easier to keep a track. But I'm talking about the bigger picture, right? When we'll actually go into testing environment. So this process is kind of it can be done manually. we can do the work, but it's not efficient. So that's why we prefer the Maven project. Now let's see the same process of adding the rest assured libraries works with the Maven project. So in order to create the Maven project, you have to go to the file section. Again, go to the new, go to the other, and find the Maven from this list. So here is the Maven. Click on Maven, select Maven project. Okay. Next, and on next screen, these are the options. We will click on the create a simple project. Okay, I'll tell you the other option also when it's required, but right now I'm just showing you a basic Maven project, how it looks like. So in the first section, group ID, you have to put your organization name. In my case, I'm giving it, let's say, Wisdom Trainings. In artifact ID, basically your project name. So let's say test Maven. Okay, I'm just giving it any random name. And after clicking on enter, here it's your Maven project. Okay, so if I open this project, you see all these directories are created automatically. I didn't did anything. Within the Maven we have it. There's a folder and subfolder for the resources, your Java files, okay, for the resources, and already existing some jar files, okay, like the Java project. And the new thing that you find here is a file called pom.xml, which is very important. Okay, so this is the pom.xml, which does all the magic and all the work that saves our time when we'll do the manual addition. So within this file, if I click on this first option, which is overview, you got the detail about your project, and there's a section called dependencies. So why I don't have to manually add I don't have to manually add jars within a Maven project? Reason is a dependency. Maven, you know, gives a feature of adding dependencies instead of jars. Okay, so dependency is nothing but it's basically some files over which our project is dependent. So basically, whatever you'll put inside your dependencies, you're technically telling the Maven project that my project is dependent on these files. So I need this. So basically, those jars. So, and in the last section, if I go here, pom.xml, in this section, you're basically write your dependency. Okay, this is the file that I need, and after saving this file pom.xml, all your jars will automatically comes to your Maven project. So how I'll get the dependency that I have to add? So again, if I go to the official website, go back here, restsure.io, I won't go to the download this time. Click on getting started. Within the getting started section, the first thing that you're seeing here is the Maven Gradle users, Maven dependency. Okay, here you see this is the dependency. So I'll just copy this dependency from here, go to my project. I will add a new tag, says dependency, and between this dependencies tag, I will add my dependency, required dependency, which is the rest assured. So if you remember, the version that I downloaded for the jar was 3.1.1. Same version is here in the dependency. So if I save it by Control S and click on this effective form, it's saying loading effective form. So basically, the dependency address that I have added, the jars that it has, will come to our project. Just give it a moment. On the right hand corner, you can see the 49% is done. Okay, 100% is done. Effective form is done. Okay, when you'll see such screen, there's no loading screen. That means your dependencies got loaded. And in the project itself, you see, I got a new option now. It says Maven dependencies. If I open it, see all the rest assured jars. Okay, if I'll show you the folder, just wait a sec. Okay, it's not there. All right. So the same jar file that I have downloaded earlier, it has these jars that I show you that in the Java project I manually added it. Okay. Now all I did is I put this dependency in the pom.xml and my files got added automatically. And even from the upgradation, like if you want to move to the older version or you want to move to the newer version, all you have to do is change the version number. You don't have to remove the earlier added jars or add the new one. Just change the version here and then it will be updated to the new jars will be added to your project in the Maven dependency section. So that's why it's really easier to work with a Maven project instead of a Java project. That's why we are preferring the Maven. And this is how the pom.xml work. In this section you will put your dependency code and it will add to all those jars in the Maven dependency section. Okay, we didn't really started with the rest assured. We don't have any working request or code right now, so in the next section itself you'll see. The main reason, to show you before going to the rest assured to create this particular module is to understand that why Maven we are using the Maven. Maven is still not limited to this. In the batch running itself, in the framework module itself, you'll see that Maven is much more than this. But this is the basic necessity that made Maven is fulfilling for us. Okay, and if you go to the and on the back end, if you'll tell you that in the coming up section, we'll work with so many third-party libraries. Okay, so all those are available on this website. On the back end, also the Maven works on this website called the Maven repository.com. So basically, whatever dependency that you are adding, Maven on the back end, fetch those jars from this website called Maven repository. So you can manually search for the dependencies also. Suppose I don't want to go to the official website or rest assured. So if I search on this website, rest assured, you will see the section and it has all the versions. You see 3.1 is the new one. If I click here, you will get the dependency. Like in the last module, we have manually added, test ng jars. So if I search for the test ng, oops, search for test ng, I'll get the option and all the version are present. Even the beta version is present here. So if I click on the stable one, all I have to do is copying this dependency from here and go inside your project. Put it here, save the file. Effective form is loading. When it will done with the loading, you'll see the test ng jar will be present in the Maven dependencies. So let's see. It's still loading. Okay, it's got loaded, and here you can see test ng got added. Just now it's added. Okay. Again, if you want to switch to the beta version, or you want to suppose your project doesn't support the latest version, like I just added the dependency of the latest version. My project is based on earlier version, so I can just simply change the version here. Like from the 6.14, I want to go to the 6.10. So all I have to do is here change the version number, save your file, and again it will load. And from this, you will change the number automatically or changes. It will switch to the older version. Okay, it got loaded, and now we have the test ng 1.0. I didn't remove any jar, right? I didn't added new jar. All I just made a change in the dependency. Okay, whereas if we're working with a Java project, it's really a hassle, to keep a track. But Maven does everything on the back end for us. So that's why we are using this Maven project. In the coming up lectures, you'll see there are so many third-party libraries like the Hamcrest, Extend Reports. All this will add and will add through this pom.xml, rather going to the official website, downloading the jars, extracting, adding. Okay, we won't follow that, so we'll use the Maven project. In the coming up lectures, you're going to see a lot more with the Maven and the rest assured. So thank you.